Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Yesterday, the Academy Awards came out with a groundbreaking, forward-thinking revelation for the 2026 Oscar Awards. For 2026, all Academy members will have to watch every single movie in the category before they place their vote. Oh, I have a question. What the heck have you been doing for 96 years? Okay, I haven't seen this one. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen any of them. Yep, here you go. This is the Academy Awards. I haven't seen any of these movies yet, but I know this guy. Here you go. Hey Siri, what's the best way to answer multiple choice? What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And to my Wednesday morningers, we have made it halfway up the mountaintop. If you're off like me on Monday, it didn't take us long to get halfway up the mountaintop. But we're here, y'all. 2 more days till the weekend. I hope there's a short weekend every weekend. I have 3 lead stories for you. We're going to kick it off by talking about Shannon Sharpe's Accuser releasing damaging audio of the two of them having an argument, and Shannon Sharpe releases a video to his fans and colleagues denying all allegations. Justin Bieber wants you to know that he is not broke, and records place Druski in Georgia the day of the alleged 2018 Diddy lawsuit, not California. In quick news, we're going to talk Kendrick Lamar, SZA, the White House, the Oscars, 50 Cent, Joe Budden, and Tiger King's Joe Exotic. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Woman releases audio of Shannon Sharpe allegedly threatening to put hands on her around this area. In the audio, he says, "I'm going to effing you, the out of you. You don't have a choice in the matter." All right. I'm going to jump quickly to the to the audio, and then I'll give you a little bit of a background. But then I also have a video of Shannon Sharpe coming out denying everything, saying that there is an actual video of the two of them together that looks like they're not being consensual with each other. And he's warning you guys that that's coming up. All right. So sit tight. I have some things to show you. Okay. First, the audio of an alleged argument between the two of them over the phone. Take a listen.
Anything I say, you're just going to get mad at, and you're just going to hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabi. You want to be a bitch to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't want to be tricked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Okay, so that actual audio is like 1 minute and 40 seconds long. There's long breaks and pauses in between the audio. If you want to check out the full thing, it's on our Instagram page, formerly Out Loud, FORMALLY Out Loud. Couple of things to note from somebody who does editing and audio, and other people have been saying this too. The audio isn't straight, consistent background noise. Not saying that it is doctored or not. I'm just saying if you listen carefully, the audio is not a straight stream of background noise. There's some cutting going on there. There are some points where I feel, just my personal opinion, that his voice doesn't match saying certain things. There could be some sort of AI implemented in there where it is a phone conversation and some parts are real and then some parts are not real. Again, that's speculation. Some people are saying that, but what I can definitely guarantee you, I've ran it through one of my systems and you could see the kind of like the ups and downs audio in the background, and it's not a straight background. Like if I was on the phone with you and we're just having a conversation, that background noise, that is silent noise that you're hearing, would be consistent unless I was like outside or you'd hear like traffic going around. So there's already some things to speculate with the audio. Okay. So let me give you some background. The woman accusing Shannon Sharpe of the R word has now released audio of conversations that she had with the pro football player. And in it, Shannon Sharpe can be heard telling her that he is going to effing, et cetera, et cetera. You guys already heard it, all right? Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, sent TMZ Sports the 1 minute and 30-second clip on Tuesday, alleging the conversation took place some point towards the end of the client's relationship with the ESPN personality. So if you guys remember yesterday, in the lawsuit, it says their relationship ended January 2025. So this conversation happened around 4 months ago, okay? The two appear to be in a dispute during a talk, and it escalates further when Jane Doe asks Sharpe not to manipulate her. He says, "Oh, Lord, have mercy." Shannon can be heard saying in a response to Doe, etc. You guys heard everything. The context of the conversation is not clear. Both parties have admitted to having a history of using graphic language showing in a consensual relationship. Text messages Shannon Sharpe's attorney shared on Monday show the woman did ask Shannon Sharpe to put a dog collar around some parts of her and to do that to her. So they're alluding to the fact that she has said this in text messages. So why are you putting this audio out with him saying that he is going to put hands on her? And there's text message of her asking for that while they are consensually being with each other. That's basically what this is trying to say, okay? It's also clear that Busby did not want to provide the entire audio, and it's impossible to tell what else might have gone on during the recording, okay? So that's one thing. Now, that came out, and literally half an hour later, Shannon Sharpe put out this statement. The headline says, Shannon Sharpe calls SA suit a shakedown and claims Tony Busby plans to release edited version of an intimate tape to make him look guilty. Here is the video. Take a listen.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabi, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabi and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down.
Okay, so you could tell that that is a prepared speech. Nothing wrong with that, but you could tell that this was a publicist, his lawyer. They went through everything. And a couple of key things to point out there. The fact that he said that Tony Busby's going after a black man. That's what he likes to do. Going after Diddy, Jay-Z, etc. Shannon Sharpe says Jay-Z's name in there, which I'm sure Jay-Z's probably like, yo, why are you putting my name into this? Like, yo, I'm already done. But Shannon Sharpe, if you notice, he put Jay-Z's name in there and not Diddy to psychologically let you guys know that, hey, you believe Jay-Z, believe me, because this is the exact same situation. And I, like Jay-Z, am going to fight. So don't think of me like Diddy. Think of me like Jay. Okay. He said there's a, shakedown. He also said her real name, which we told you yesterday, Gabriella. He called her Gabi. And then he said, or her OnlyFans name. So he's letting you, again, indirectly without coming out. So you cannot say he's, shaming her or whatever, but he just want to let you know that she's an OnlyFans model, right? So a couple little key nuggets there in case you missed it. Now, as I'm recording this right now, the video has not dropped. When it's going to drop, we have no idea, but kind of like Eminem and 8 Mile, when it's like, hey, I'm going to give you everything that you're going to diss me for right now. This is what he's trying to do. Hey, there's the audio, done. You guys, there's a video that's going to be coming out. Just to let you guys know, the video is really 10 minutes. It's going to be edited down to 30 seconds to make it look like it's not consensual, but trust me, it is. And what you, the public, should demand is not an edited version, you want the full version so that you could see that it was orchestrated and set up to maybe have some role playing in there. And now the role play, if you take out the role play and the talk, it looks non-consensual, right? So Shannon Sharpe got set up. Now, to be fair, not picking sides, but to be fair, anytime there's any sort of like police or body camera or whatever, we always ask not for half the video or a little bit. We always ask for the whole thing so we could see all context. So I feel like he is justified in asking that. You cannot go off of something that's 30 seconds. So it's already seeming like there's holes in Tony Busby's story. Okay, now I did make some calls and find out a few things for you guys. One, well, y'all know when I have this paper, y'all know I did some real work, right? So here is one thing. They have been in contact with Shannon Sharpe and they have done mediation with Shannon Sharpe's lawyers since February. Everybody yesterday was like, oh, Tony is coming after Shannon because he's about to sign this $100 million podcast deal. We talked about that yesterday, right? And I guess Tony Busby now is trying to say, hey, I'm not just doing this because of the $100 million deal. I've been talking since February. Now, this is true. I've told you guys a bunch of times here that I know about cases that are going on that hasn't been made public yet with a multitude of celebrities, because before they come out, of course, they come to you and they say, give me $50 million. That's what Tony Busby and Gabi wants from Shannon Sharpe. So of course, it's obviously not, he's just not finding out today. Of course, they're going through a lot of talks and back and forth and having money. But I don't think that just because Tony Busby only started talking to him in February, we all knew that Shannon Sharpe was bubbling out here and his contracts were about to be up and he was going to do something. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you just all of a sudden just pick somebody who's like on the tail end. He seems to always pick somebody as they're about to do something. If you would have said I would have done this a year ago or even before the Cat Williams, I would have thought a little bit more likely, but we all knew that Shannon was on the come up. He's pretty much the fastest growing, biggest podcast in the world. He's going to come up on something soon. So you missed me with that. Second thing, Tony Busby is claiming that Shannon Sharpe offered them money, and Shannon is saying that that is not true. Tony Busby is saying when they first started talking in February, Shannon Sharpe offered them a couple of $1 million to keep the story quiet. They turned it down. They said that they want $50 million. Shannon Sharpe and his legal team are saying that is not true. We never offered any money. Did we speak to them? 100%. That's why they know about the audio. They know about the video. There's been conversations. They're not denying that. Legal teams have been talking. Shannon Sharpe's legal team says they never made an offer. We're never going to know that. So that's just, you guys think whatever you want from that. Here, I said this already. They filed before the podcast. Okay, now hear about the video, okay? So the video is edited to make it look like it's non-consensual, but it's not true. Release the full 10-minute tape. And yeah, all right, so I already talked about this here, where we know from the text messages yesterday that were sent from Gabi to Shannon Sharpe, he has the text messages, that they had a very freaky relationship. And from the text message we saw, it was really her asking for all of that freakiness, right? She says she wanted, we're going to get into it again because like I had to do a lot of editing yesterday, but you can go back and watch yesterday's podcast. Like she was asking for a lot of stuff to be done. So I could see now if she's saying this over text message, you get to her house, you're doing all this, whatever, blah, blah. And then all of that starts. If you take 1 minute out of there, I'm sure it could look bad, right? And should you fault somebody for being freaky? That's up for you to decide. All right, now my summary and my conclusion, my takeaway is, I would say right now, advantage Shannon Sharpe. The video hasn't come out yet, but right now before the video, I would say advantage Shannon Sharpe. We've posted 3 stories on Formally Out Loud so far with Shannon Sharpe. The majority of the comments seem to be on Shannon Sharpe's side. Like I said yesterday, the fact that it's Tony Busby, Jay-Z has ruined all his credibility. So that's already a bad start. The text messages, the way how she's speaking to him, the fact that this just happened allegedly 6 months ago, 8 months ago, we haven't heard of her going to the police, going to press charges, doing anything like that. It's just straight money. And in one of the text messages, she said it's $25,000 per cheek. Right? So like, she's like, hey, like, I want money. Give me money. Give me money. When they first met each other at the gym, he was alluding to the fact that he would spend money on her. So we all know that this is a money thing-ish. And the thing with Diddy and even Cassie, we all know that, you know, the time has expired for, the statute of limitation has expired for her, or most of the suits to have any sort of ramifications on Diddy. What's her excuse? It's 4 months? You're well within your rights. Why haven't we heard anything about this? So that's what most people are saying in the comment section. Most people are on his side. A few people, I even went to his Instagram page and Club Shay Shay's page. He seems to be continually posting. I think he's still promoting the last interview he had, which was Bobby Brown. Most comments under there, some people are saying, hey, what about the lawsuit? Whatever. Most people are saying, yo, Unc, we're going to ride with you. Yo, da-da-da. We don't believe her. So go all the places. It seems like pretty much on his side. Last thing, my last takeaway is, as of right now, as of today, Shannon Sharpe was on ESPN. Okay. He's on there Monday and Tuesday. So he was on air. Don't forget, this came out Monday. So the fact that he went to work and the ESPN bosses have definitely heard about this lets me know that Shannon Sharpe and his legal team did what Jay-Z did. They did their due diligence. Before they told them no, before they told them they weren't going to give them any money, Shannon Sharpe went to his bosses at ESPN. He probably went to the podcast people who's giving him this deal. He probably went out and said, hey, there's this thing going on here. Here's the text messages. Here's this. Here is my innocence. Are you going to have my back? Because I'm going to do like Jay did, and I'm going to fight them. I'm going to sue them for defamation. I just want to make sure that you guys have my back and you're going to ride with me, because if you guys come out and drop me, then that's not what I want. So what are you guys going to do? I'm sure they did their due diligence, had their legal team look into it. And that's probably when Shannon Sharpe came back, was like, you ain't getting nothing. He did his due diligence. He is on ESPN. My one asterisk beside these two takeaways is the video hasn't come out yet. And the video could be the thing that pushes people over the top. Diddy didn't have this much support, but he had some support. The Cassie video came out and it was downhill. Two completely different videos. However, I don't know if a 30 seconds, although he's gotten ahead of it, I don't know if the fact that you told us is edited and you told us this is something that she asked for, I don't know if the majority of people are hearing all of that. And if they just see that 30 seconds, it could be not good for Shannon Sharpe. You know, even like the audio, not everybody is listening to say, hey, maybe this audio is not real. Maybe it's, you know, AI. The audio in the back is not concise, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see. We'll see. That's all I have with Shannon Sharpe today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Next step is the video. Let me know what you think. All right, you guys, major development in the case. This just came out. One of the points that we said we don't know about, now we know. Shannon Sharpe offered his R-word accuser at least $10 million to settle. That is not good. That is not good. That is just not good. Shannon Sharpe's attorney just revealed that the Pro Football Hall of Famer made an offer to his accuser for at least $10 million to close out the case before it went public. Lenny J. Davis, who represents Sharpe in the ESPN personality's civil SA suit against Jane Doe, said in a meeting with reporters on Tuesday, the proposal was dolled out during mediation with the plaintiff within the last month or so. Davis said Doe initially seemed to be considering it before she suddenly, without warning, walked away from our offer, end quote. Davis later added, it was a big surprise to us when suddenly the case was filed without any advanced warning. What is going on? I have a video for you to play with his lawyer. She had $10 million in the palm of her hand. And then all of a sudden, before countering, before saying anything, they just decide, yo, I'm going public with this? What it feels like, what it smells like to me is she learned from Cassie that when you go public, depending on the public reaction, if it's bad, they'll come back. Because if you remember with Cassie and Diddy, there were some talks. She wanted 30, 40 million, and he was like offering her like little and nothing. Like, listen, I'll give you like $1 million or $2 million. There was talking, there's mediation. You always have to talk because you have to see what they have coming, right? And to get the money, they got to show you. I got a text message. I got this video. I have this. In Cassie's thing, it was here, I'm writing a book. You want it? Give me 30 million. Diddy was like, nah, go ahead, go public. The storm, the monsoon that came down on Diddy in the 24 hours, he was like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Sorry, boom, I'm going to pay you. And then they settled. I think this is probably what Jane Doe and Tony Busby were trying to do. The fact that he said, all right, cool, I'll settle with something, that means he felt a little uncomfortable. I feel like they smelt blood and pounced on that. Was like, oh, if he's willing to pay 10 with nothing, imagine what he's willing to pay with some public pressure from ESPN, pressure from his podcast, whoever he's signing the deal. I'll probably get you 30. That's probably, we know that Tony Busby wants his money. So anyways, I'm talking a lot. Here is the video of the lawyer just confirming everything I told you. Take a listen.
Yes, there was a settlement offer made by Mr. Sharpe, and Mr. Sharpe was willing to pay an amount in the tens of millions of dollars, but no final agreement could be reached. And we thought we were still in the middle of discussions without any warning. Not even the mediator, who's a retired judge, was given a warning out of courtesy. This case was filed and the public charges went throughout the media before we even knew that the discussions were over and the case had been filed.
I just want to be clear, Mr. Sharpe did make his accuser an offer in the tens of millions of dollars range, correct?
In the multiple of 10. That's all I'm willing to say at this point. But yes, the answer is yes, in multiples of 10 million, more than 10 million. So I'll at least say at least 10 million, subject to my confirming whether there were any numbers exchanged higher than 10 million. So let me correct what I said, that it's at least a $10 million offer that had been made and that they walked away from.
This is going to be interesting if this sways public opinion. Just before this, remember I told you that there was conflicting reports. Tony Busby said, they made us an offer alluding to the fact that he feels like he's guilty. He doesn't want this. His lawyers came out and was like, nah, we didn't make an offer. Something happened in the past hour or 2 hours, and Shannon Sharpe's team was like, yo, we cannot say that we didn't make an offer. If we did, if they put that out there, let's just get ahead of it and tell them that we made an offer. I don't know, man. I don't know. Now you have the $10 million offer. You still have that 30-minute video that hasn't, 30-second video that hasn't come out yet. Let me know, does this offer change your mind? It does change my mind a little. I'm still more on the side of Shannon because of the text messages, because of just the way how things are going, because she's using Tony Busby. But like, bro, I'm kind of in the middle-ish. Like, I'm kind of in the middle, man. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Sorry, I might have to interrupt again. These things are happening as quick. Of course, as it does, I'll let you guys know. What do you think about this in the comment section below? All right, guys, sorry to interrupt one more time. I found pictures of Gabi, the 20-year-old accuser who is accusing Shannon Sharpe, who used to be a Jane Doe. I told you guys on Monday, I can't believe he's putting out her name. Just so happens that Tony Busby didn't do his due diligence. I told y'all we'll be trying to find. I found them. We are one of the first people on YouTube with these pictures. Let me know if this changes your mind. Here is Gabi. Here's one picture of her. Here's another picture of her that looks like to be like on a boat. And here is another picture of her just like in the hallway in her house. Just chilling. 20 years old, Gabi. He met her when she was 19. This is who Shannon Sharpe, 56 years old, was with. This is who was bringing him to court. This is who his lawyer said that he offered $10 million to keep quiet about. And now they are going back and forth in the media. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gabi. I'm not saying a word. I'll leave it to you guys in the comment section. Does seeing Gabi now change your mind? Are you still pro Shannon? What do you think is going on? I cannot wait to see the comment section. I'm just leaving that there. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. I'll see if I can find more things. Gabi, 20 years old, OnlyFans model, Shannon Sharpe. This is who Shannon Sharpe's been with for the past close to 2 years. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Our second lead story, Justin Bieber breaks silence on claims he is broke and millions of dollars in debt amid fans' concerns. Justin Bieber has slammed recent reports claiming he is broke via a statement released by his team on Wednesday. Reps for the 31-year-old pop star calls the claims clickbait stupidity coming from unreliable sources who are disappointed they no longer work for Justin. The statement was in response to the Hollywood Reporter's article published on Wednesday, in which a former employee on Bieber's team claims the star was millions of dollars in debt after he canceled his Justice World Tour after multiple postponements due to health issues. In a statement about the story to Us Weekly, Bieber's team vehemently denied the allegations. This is just clickbait stupidity based on unnamed and clearly ill-informed sources. Disappointed that they no longer work for Justin, the statement read. The article also alleged that Bieber was not only broke, but owed a large debt, approximately $20 million, according to their insiders. To tour promoters, AEG, after canceling his tour, as he was reportedly given a $40 million advance prior to kicking off the tour. To date, Bieber has only returned a portion of the money he borrowed, the outlet claims, as multiple sources allege Bieber is overstretched financially. This comes 2 years after Bieber shockingly sold his entire catalog of music for $200 million. That's not shocking. Everyone's been doing that. The outlet claimed that the initial deal was set for $140 million to the rumored buyers, but Bieber's team, which included his former manager Scooter Braun, negotiated the offer up to $200 million. Sources told the outlet that his team hoped the larger sum would provide the singer financial security for a longer amount of time. The controversial profile comes amid ongoing speculation about the singer's health and marriage, with fans expressing concern for his well-being. All right. We have been, I don't know, honestly, for the past 2 or 3 months, kind of always talking about Bieber in some form of fashion. He's at some party acting weird. He's unfollowing his wife on Instagram. He's, doing something to paparazzi in his car one time, like yelling at somebody. The other day, it was him like dancing like very strangely at some, it was an art exhibit place. There has just been very awkward behavior from Justin Bieber, okay? And every time I see him, every time there's a story in the news about him, he's not in his right frame of mind. Like, there's something going on. This is not like a Kanye thing. This, like, Bieber needs help. Why they're coming out now to be like, hey, we just want to let we all know that he ain't broke. Like, I personally don't care if he's broken or not. I'm more concerned if, like, who is around him and why do they let him keep showing up like this? The same thing I say about Kodak Black. Like, every time you see him in an interview or you see him out somewhere, like, he's just like off his rocker. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like a once in a blue moon, like Saturday. This is like every time they show up online. So there definitely is something going on with Bieber. We all know that he's been attached to this whole Diddy allegations, and maybe that's stressing him out and maybe that's causing him to just be unsettled. But this article, this statement, if that's what you're choosing, something just doesn't sit right with me. There's something more going on. Hopefully we'll find out. Like I said, more importantly, Justin, somebody in his team needs to get Justin Bieber some help. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Our third lead story. Records placed Druski in Georgia during alleged 2018 SA at Diddy's California party. All right, so Druski's pretty much in the clear, y'all. According to Megan, shout out to Megan, court records show that Druski was in Georgia during the time that he was accused of SAing a woman at Diddy's party. Bank records also show the content creator only had 91 cents in his account. If you recall, Druski denies this claim and says that he was broke in 2018. Okay, I'm going to put up the bank records that show that he only had 91 cents in his bank account. I think there's also a date. Yeah, you can see the date here, April 2018. Here's another, they're just showing transactions. I like that he's doing this. He's trying to show, listen, you're saying that I was hanging around Diddy and I was hanging around all these like powerful people. If I was hanging around all these powerful people, but I was broke, like, does that make any sense? If you're in these circles, you're a famous person and you're you know what I mean? You're in the know. How do I have 91 cents in my bank account, but I'm at a Diddy party? It doesn't completely clear you, but it gives context to say like, yeah, obviously I wasn't in those circles. I didn't even know Diddy at that time. So I like that he is showing that. Although to me, that shouldn't be the end all to be all, because maybe you're just, I don't know, maybe you just got on and you just met them and you're starting up as an Instagram influencer and you're funny and they like you and they haven't cut you a check yet. But I just like that he's showing transparency. Here is what Megan said. Records show Druski's phone made 16 calls from March the 23rd, 2018, all from Georgia. That's the same day the lawsuit alleges that he R-worded a woman at a party in California. The amended complaint was filed March the 13th in a federal court in San Francisco. So forget about the bank account. This is what's going to get Druski off. He made 16 phone calls from the day that this, I think she's a Jane Doe, alleges that this happened when he was in California. So he's just going to submit this to the courts. His name will be let off of the case. Now, I don't know if this case is still going to go ahead with Diddy. I think the girl's credibility should be ruined of the fact that she said it was Diddy and Druski that did that to her, and Druski wasn't even there and he was in Georgia. I don't know if Diddy now will have to prove his side of it. I don't know. But shout out to Druski for being transparent, showing that he had 91 cents. Like, hey, I got nothing to hide. Here you go. So shout out to Druski. Let me know what you all think about this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Kendrick Lamar named Chanel's new brand ambassador. All right, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. He's making moves. Yesterday, I told you guys that he's the first music artist to appear in a Gatorade commercial. And now today, he is the new brand ambassador for Chanel. I'll put up some pictures. Cool, he's there in a hat. This is a little bit weird to me. I've never seen Kendrick Lamar like looks like he's taking like a selfie. Or he looks like he's sitting down here at a fashion show. Pants look dope though. But let me just stop it on this picture here and come back for a second. I like this for Kendrick in the sense that, you know, he's doing moves, making moves outside of music. He's getting his bag, all that. I would just caution Kendrick Lamar to just be careful of the moves he's making. The whole thing about Kendrick Lamar was that he was the anti-establishment. He wasn't like Drake. He's not taking selfies and trying to be designer. He doesn't want to be up in Mercedes. He doesn't want to have cars. For him, it's not about the money. For him, it's just about the music. That's all he says. I've always given him credit for. That's what I love about Kendrick Lamar. Even after the battle, like how he's dealing with Drake, not talking about him, making subtle little shots. Like I played for you guys yesterday, like making a joke about the deposition. Like I love that. Having all that said, seeing Kendrick Lamar at fashion shows and being the brand ambassador for Chanel and this picture of him sitting down here like at a fashion show, it's just making me feel a little bit like, is this who you've always wanted to be? But then you just like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like this doesn't fit in the Kendrick that I know. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. So like, did he want Drake's spot? Did he want to be at fashion shows? And did he want to be fashion forward? And that's why. And if that's fine, if that's what he wanted, cool. But that's not who the Kendrick that I know was. Here's a picture of in the Chanel hat. Here, this is what we're going to get to. I've never seen Kendrick Lamar take a selfie. And he's taking a selfie like when girls are like, they don't want to show their face and they'll take their selfie and hide it, but they're showing their fit. And there's like a rack behind them. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, you know? And then here's this one here in the drawer with all his Chanel stuff. I don't know. I think Kendrick should stick to him, like who he's been for the past 10 years. I've never seen him like this. I could be wrong, but I've never seen him like this. I've never seen Kendrick Lamar take a selfie. I feel awkward. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, shout out to Kendrick for landing this. Just don't let the money, don't let the Hollywood get to you. You are the rapper that's anti-establishment. Remember, like a J. Cole, like you'd never see J. Cole in Chanel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not want to see Kendrick Lamar at Paris Fashion Week. Like, I don't. He's going to start hanging around with Pharrell and stuff. Like, yo, that's not Kendrick's lane, if you ask me. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. Our second quick story. SZA performed her feature on Rich Baby Daddy while on Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour. Okay, I thought this was actually funny. Somebody posted this and said, 1 minute it's Say Drake, I heard you like him, and then the next minute it's Shake That ASS for Drake on the Grand National Tour. I find this is a little bit confusing. I cannot lie. One song is like talking about Drake and the wrong things that he has allegedly done, which is not true. And then, you know, SZA's there. It's like, hey, yo, me, Drake, and like, I feel that's a little bit awkward. The good thing about it, though, Kendrick is I'm clearly not trying to tell SZA what to do. He's like, hey, you want to, you know, sing the song that you did with Drake? All the more power to you. I think it's on SZA not to perform that song. Like, she doesn't need to. It's like, it's not like one of her biggest hits. Drake is not there to perform it with her, or neither is Sexy Red. So why are you doing Rich Baby Daddy? That is awkward at the show, but it's a win for Drake because his song is played on a tour that is built around hating him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a win. If I saw that, if I was Drake, I'd be like, one for me. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me know what y'all think. You know how much I love SZA, but I don't know. I wouldn't perform the song. You don't need to, SZA. Our third quick story. Trump's administration reportedly considered policies to increase the U.S. birth rate, including $5,000 baby bonus and expanded child tax credit. All right, does Donald Trump not know that we're in the final season of Handmaid's Tales? Like, I don't know if he should be talking about this right now. Or maybe that's the reason why, man, because this is, you know, maybe he wants Gilead. Anyways, the Trump administration is reportedly exploring strategies to address the declining U.S. birth rate. Since 1990, the U.S. total fertility rate has dropped from 2.1 births per woman to 1.62 births per woman in 2023, according to the CDC. Experts attribute this decline to factors such as rising prevalence of dual income households, escalating living costs, and evolving social norms. Various groups have proposed solutions, including a $5,000 baby bonus for new moms, expanding child tax credits, funding for menstrual health education, and setting aside spaces in federal programs like Fulbright Fellowship for married individuals or parents. The administration has reportedly expressed openness to these ideas and announced plans to release a blueprint next month amid an increased access to in vitro fertilization. President Donald Trump has declared his intention to be the fertilization president while Vice President J.D. Vance, often seen at public events with his 3 children, has described declining birth rates as a civilization crisis caused in part by what he terms the childless left. See, I just knew that was coming. Like, why do you have to make this political? It's all the left. It's all the Democrats. They don't want kids. They want, like, oh my gosh. What did he call? Didn't he say something to, what's her name? Travis Kelce's girlfriend. Taylor Swift, like the childless cat lady or something. Anyways. I'm probably the only person that says Travis Kelce's girlfriend. Everybody always says Taylor Swift's boyfriend. You can tell I'm not a Swiftie. Sorry. So look, my take on this is, sure, families are great. There is decline in the families. Sure. However, I think if they're going to approach it from a political way and come out like saying every problem that we have is because of the left and, you know, like we are the people who are going to fix it, You guys just told us a stat from 1990 to from 2023. That's what, 33 years? Or sorry, 33 years. There's been a Republican president, Democrat presidents. Like this is a whole thing, right? And there's a lot of things that attribute to this. We don't even have time to get into this. And I feel like I, as a man, shouldn't even be talking about this without a woman beside me. So I leave this more to you ladies in the comment section. And ultimately, I just don't see a problem with this. I think that's a good initiative. I just don't know if they're taking this initiative on for the right reasons. And I don't know if they'll be able to articulate their plans properly enough to get implemented, because I don't know where their intentions come from. That's just my take. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. The Academy was voting for movies without actually watching them. All right, Variety posted this and literally everybody is in shock. And they're now saying that they're going to change the way all their Academy members vote. And you would think it was like this from the beginning, but listen to the changes. Variety says, here is how the Academy tracks what movie voters watch. Academy members will only be able to access final round ballots for categories in which they confirmed they've watched all nominated films. The Academy will monitor viewing activities through its members-only Academy Screening Room streaming platform. For films viewed outside the platform, such as at festivals, screenings, or private events, members must submit a form indicating when and where they watched the film. This verification process, previously used in preliminary and nomination voting for categories like international features, animated features, and the short film race, is now being applied to all categories. This is actually crazy. Think of all the movies and actors you've ever felt like got snubbed at the Oscars for categories like Best Picture or Best Actress and why they didn't win. Come to find out, the voters probably has never seen their movies. According to Variety, the Academy Pictures of Arts and Sciences have made some prominent rule changes. The biggest one being that in order for the Academy voters to cast their final ballot for a winner, they must now be required to view all nominating films in that category. They'll verify this by tracking what voters watch via a members-only streaming platform that houses the movie. Now, it makes no sense why this wasn't done before. Think of the historic Oscars upsets like Angela Bassett for Best Actress in What's Love Got to Do with It, Denzel Washington in Malcolm X, maybe even John Singleton's Boys in the Hood, and a whole bunch of others, right? Like, this is just crazy. Like, okay, just, we want to vote for. Just vote for this movie because my friend made it. Did you watch the others? No. This should discredit the Oscars, if you ask me. It's not like some dinky little, local thing. The Oscars, like the epitome of all award shows. This makes me wonder how all the other award shows have been voted on. Like, what about the Grammys? Do they work the same way? This is upsetting. Our fifth quick story. Yes, another Mount Rushmore. Y'all know as soon as one thing goes viral, people have to keep on talking about it. Hot 97, legendary radio station in New York, has come out with their New York Rap Mount Rushmore. And it's a pretty good one, I must say. And like I think all Mount Rushmores, there's always like that one slot that can be debated. So I'm bringing this one to you guys, all right? In Hot 97's Mount Rushmore, there is B.I.G. Obviously, we know that was going to be there. New York. Jay-Z has to be there. Y'all know that. And Nas has to be there. He just has to be there. That's the three. Now, the conversation is who gets the fourth spot. On Hot 97's, they have Jadakiss. Nobody could really argue with that, but there are three names that this content creator comes up with. I'll play it for you, and we'll talk about it on the other side, all right? It's Rakim, LL Cool J, and DMX. Take a listen.
Think of a few artists that are from New York that could take Jadakiss's place. And let's run them down. Rakim, LL Cool J, DMX.
How do you argue with that? Those three names are like DMX's impact, 2 number one albums in 1 year, 5 straight, like once every year. Like, just the impact, the legacy that he has left. I don't know if he's as international as LL, because LL, you know, he had the ladies and the guys and everything, but culture hip hop wise, DMX is more internationally recognized than the other two. Then LL Cool J, he was the first one on Def Jam, arguably the greatest or even the first hip hop label of all times. He was the one who coined the term the GOAT. The reason why we've been using it is because of LL. So first artist signed to Def Jam, first, a lot of first, New York. And then Rakim, right? Pioneer. He's one who changed the flow and the trajectory of kind of like 80s rap from the hip, the hop, you know, like 100%. There's also Busta Rhymes. I think you also have to say 50 Cent in some way or form, because it's not just lyrically. We're also talking about impact, because LL Cool J is not any crazy lyricist and he just made an impact. 50 Cent has made the last impact for New York rappers. Since 50, there hasn't been really a New York rapper that has made as big as an impact of 50 Cent, right? He's still the biggest debut hip hop act of all time's biggest, or maybe even biggest artist with like Get Rich or Die Trying. It's 900,000 units sold. I don't think we'll ever see that again. Anyways, and there's also, you know, Fabulous. There's a bunch, man. Ja Rule, even though like I'm on 50's side all the time, but even Ja Rule gets an honorable mention. Fat Joe, like there's a lot, but I'm not mad at Jadakiss. I'm not mad at that. I think if I had to, I would maybe switch him for DMX. But anyways, sound off and let me know. Let me know if we're forgetting anybody. Let me know in the comment section below. Our sixth quick story. 50 Cent reacts to running into Joe Budden at New York Knicks game. He said, "I don't need therapy no mo." Here is 50 Cent. This is actually what he put on his Instagram. He said, "I ran into Joe at the game. He said, I don't need therapy no more." And this is a picture of Joe behind 50 Cent. So 50 and Fat Joe were courtside. Joe Budden was behind them. They caught them on the cam, and like he was in the back there. If you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, I think, when Joe had his whole court thing and 50 Cent was trolling him because of that, but only because Joe said that 50 Cent shouldn't say anything about Irv Gotti. He was like, that happened 20 years ago. Let him, you know, just let him rest. You don't need to be talking about Irv Gotti. I think 50 Cent needs therapy. 50 Cent didn't take to that very well, because, you know, you can't talk about anything about with 50 Cent without him coming at you. So I didn't ever think this was actually a real beef. It wasn't anything. It was Joe just commenting on the Ja and 50 Cent situation. Like I said, 50 Cent, he doesn't let you talk about him in any regards. You can't tell that man he needs therapy at all. So wasn't a big thing. They say it's over. There's actually a video I saw of them like hugging and talking or whatever. So was never really anything, but it's over. All right. Let me know if you guys are happy about this. Our seventh quick story. Tiger King's Joe Exotic marries fellow inmate while serving 21 years for his, you know, that plot that he was plotting. He said, "Meet my husband." Joe tweeted out and says, "Never before have I been more proud of someone. Meet my husband, George Flores." Y'all remember Joe Exotic, Tiger King? That was like crazy on Netflix. Anyways, he's married, still behind bars. Remember when he asked Donald Trump, "Yo, can you pardon me?" Trump was like, "No, I cannot pardon you, bro." Anyways, for those who care, the viral sensation Joe Exotic is married. He found a boo. Our eighth quick story. Harvard sues the Trump administration over $2 billion funding freeze and diversity demands, claiming they are violating the First Amendment. Howard tweeted this out and said, "Moments ago, we filed a lawsuit to halt the funding freeze because it is unlawful and beyond the government's authority. President Alan Garber." And quickly, Howard University filed a 51-page federal lawsuit against the Trump administration, accusing the administration of unlawful attempts to control academic decisions and punish universities after the school's research funding was cut by $2 billion. All right, so we don't have to go further into this. Everybody knows what's going on with Harvard, not Howard, but Harvard and the Donald Trump administration. My quick research into this to prepare for the show, they are saying that Harvard has grounds, they have merits, that they feel like they can actually win this in court. And they're saying that the Trump administration knows they will probably win this in court, but Donald Trump is doing this to satisfy his base. Like what I tell you guys all the time, and some of you get mad at me, Donald Trump will do things politically that he doesn't care what the rest of y'all think, because the people that put him in power want him to do it. They put him in power for that. So he does it. He doesn't care how it looks. He doesn't care if he loses in court. He could just go back and say, hey, listen, man, I told him I was going to take that $2 billion away from them. I told him I was going to take the $9 billion. We went to court. We tried. We fought. We lost. Guess I got to give him the money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I truly believe there's some things that he doesn't really care that much about. And he's just like, you guys want me to do this? No problem. Boom! Take $2 billion away from them. Anyways, shout out to Trump, man. Shout out for Trump. He is loyal to his base, and his base is loyal to him. You should want nothing more than that from your politician, whether you're a Democrat or you're independent. And if you can't admit to that, you're lying to yourself. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, this brings me to my favorite segments, comments of the day. All right, this one is from Otis. I think it's Otis. Is it Otis Townsend? You guys tell us the most salacious details of people's lives, then you reference S-Aid. What are we now, children? If you categorized all questionables that way, you'd have no show. I still love the show, but please stop the nonsense. Otis, what's up, my brother? Thank you for commenting. I don't understand exactly your comment there, but if you're saying to the fact of it's annoying hearing me say S-Aid or R word instead of the full word, trust me, it's highly annoying, but we're doing that because YouTube will flag the videos. Just like I have to like spell out some words like sex, or how we were talking about the collar and I was like, or putting hands on her. Like, we have to do that or else YouTube will flag the videos. It will suppress and won't be able to be monetized. Yesterday's show, I understand, had some like bleeps and blanks out of them, and I understand it's annoying, trust me. But just to let you know, that episode took me 2 hours to upload because it kept on getting flagged. Every time it uploads, you got to put it through like a filter, right? And it's like, hey, is there any copyrights, or is there any is it ad friendly? Are you talking about any subjects? And you have to click. So you click, oh, we don't talk about any of that stuff. And there's and they go through it and they're like, oh, we found this. So you got to be like, okay, delete, go back into the file. Like, okay, let me take out this word. Oh, I didn't spell out, or I said the S-A instead of saying S-A. Then you take it back out, you edit it. All right, YouTube, what about now? Oh, we found this. I had 5 different versions of yesterday's show before it got accepted. I even had to like request for it to be a human review because I got fed up and I was like, this is ridiculous. There's nothing wrong. And then a couple hours later, it was accepted. So if you want to complain to YouTube, all right? But that's just how it works with advertisers and partnerships. They want ad-friendly content. So especially for me, that's why I try my best to get the story across and also not have my show suppressed, okay? All right, next one is from Lyndon. Oh, Pops, what's up? What's up, Trent and the Outladders? I hope everybody is enjoying today's podcast. Yesterday, I was caught off guard, forgot that there was no podcast. OMG. From the west side of Los Angeles, Cali, Papa Sims. That's my guy, man. That's my godfather right there. We don't know each other, but we connected over our podcast. And yes, I tried my best to let you guys know. I saw a bunch of people in the comments. I think a couple of people DM me like, hey, where's your show? Sorry, hate that we didn't have one, but I asked last week, always at the end. Stay tuned. The last take when I'm like signing out, that's when I kind of like not let my guard down, but that's when I kind of like talk about silly things. So yes, it's telling you ways how to keep up with the show, but sometimes I'm like, hey, this is happening or whatever. So watch the whole show and you'll always make sure to know what I'm doing. All right. Next one is Indigenous Plant Based. Says, hey, Trent, I think Shannon is getting too big with his podcast. This woman could be a plant. Why now? It's cap. They were just saying that he was gay last year. I'm not buying it. Who knows? It could be all staged. Love from Arizona. P.S. Go Celtics. All right, Indigenous plants. I'm definitely not going for the Celtics. Who am I going? Yeah, I'm going for Cavaliers in that series. But shout out to Arizona and for you about go Celtics. I wanted to throw this in here to just let you guys know. Again, this is a woman letting you know how she feels. She feels like, hey, this is a plant. This is a setup. That's how the majority of people, men and women, are feeling about Shannon Sharpe. So, like I said, he has a slight advantage right now. Next one is Sandra. Okay, Trent, screaming all the way from STL. All right, St. Louis, what up? I think that we should adopt a baby. I've done an awesome job with my first son, but I know the second time around I'll be an even better mom. Laugh out loud. Let me know on the next show. Of course, Sandra, for sure. There's no avatar. We don't know each other. I don't even know what you look like, but yo, let's adopt a baby, yo. I don't know your values. I don't know nothing about you, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, DM me. Let's talk. Hip Act. Oh, I think you left your name somewhere here. Oh, yeah. Daiquiri, like strawberry daiquiri. Hi, Trent. It's daiquiri, pronounced like strawberry daiquiri. I love when you guys let me know how to pronounce your names. Love y'all for that. I love your show and tune in every day from Nashville, Tennessee. What up, Nashville? Shout out to you and all the out louders. Let's go. A sign that somebody isn't a good person is lack of accountability and narcissism. I will also throw in people who litter. That's hilarious. I'm flying out of DC tomorrow, and normally I wouldn't worry about flying, but I will be saying an extra prayer before I get on the plane this time. Please send me, the passengers, pilots, and flight crew positive vibes for an uneventful and safe flight. All right, Daiquiri, we are all sending you all positive vibes, flight attendants, everybody, all positive vibes. And now can you guys send positive vibes back to me? Because I'm flying to Atlanta this weekend. So please, let's send each other both vibes, all right? I'll be looking out at the comment section. Shout out to Strawberry Daiquiri. That's such a dope name. Well, sorry, not Strawberry Daiquiri, but Daiquiri is a dope name. All right, Linda, my homegirl, Linda, what up? I was so happy to get this message. Linda said, by the way, I missed you yesterday, but good news, I don't know, this is her pain medication, Crantum. This is what she takes for her back. She goes, new Crantum and no longer crying in the morning. Yay! Bah, 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 bah. Shout out to Linda's doctors. For those of you who don't know, Linda is the biggest Trump supporter in the world. And I'm independent, but we get along so well. We are the explanation of how this podcast works. For those of you who don't know Linda, okay? And she watches my show every day. And even though I am not a Trump supporter, she still watches. And she has back pains, and she cries every morning when she wakes up. And watching our show made her laugh and feel good and forget about her back pain. And now her doctors have her on a new back medication, and her back's not hurting her anymore. Boop, boop, boop. Shout out to the doctors. But Linda, I hope you still watch every day, okay? Because I'm here to make you laugh and make you forget about everything else that's going on, not just the back pain, all right? The last one is Frankie says, TOL, the judge asked Diddy multiple times if he wanted more time, and he said no. He asked for a speedy trial and enforced his right to do so right under the law. He did not waive his right to a speedy trial. Now he wants a delay. Yeah, right. He is stuck and does it to himself. All right, Frankie, totally agree with you. All I was alluding to was the fact of I would like the judge to be careful and think about the entire process so this doesn't end up in appeal court. That's all I'm saying. Y'all know I don't take sides. I'm just here to talk about the facts. And the more the judge says no is the more grounds. Trust me, I know lawyers. They ask for things just so that the judge can say no, so that they could put that in their back pocket to be like, oh, he said no about this and no about this. And that's very easy to explain to an appellate judge. Hey, judge, we said a bunch of times, we want a speedy trial. We want a right to a fast trial. We are the ones who wanted all that. However, the prosecution at the 10th, 11th hour decided to add superseding indictments. They decided to add 3 or 4 witnesses. And then on top of that, in discovery, they weren't giving us all the documents. So the fact that he wanted a speedy trial plays more to the fact that he wants the 2 months now, because he was like, I was ready until they just gave me this last minute. And because they gave us this last minute and the judge now didn't give me more time to prepare. And the reason why he said, I'm not giving you more time is because you're indirectly, he said, you're rich. You have 4 law offices. They have enough time to go through. You're fortunate, so you have to go to court now on May the 12th. I think that's a bad idea. Just right there alone, I'm not even a lawyer, and that defense makes sense right away. I could go in front of a jury and present that, and you would think about it like, damn, sounds pretty convincing. The fact that he wanted it every time they asked him, no, speedy. Okay, cool. No problem. Boom. New superseding indictment, new victims, and you're not handing me over my stuff. And then hold on. Trust me, I want to get out of here, but I want to give myself enough time to have a proper defense. I need 2 more months. No, listen, jury, like you have to give this guy an appeal. You have to give him more time. What jury is not going to give him more time? Y'all let me know what you think, all right? Those are the end of the comments. I know I should have been a lawyer. Whew, I got very worked up there. Let me know. Thank you very much for all your comments. I read all of them at night. I wish I could read all of them to you, but we have a podcast to get to, and we have to get to social discussion. Thank you all for your comments. I'm telling you all, I really should have been a lawyer. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. Are women more impressed by a luxury lifestyle than a genuine man? Take a listen.
Not easily moved. So what I mean by that is I'm not easily impressed by all of this, because a lot of what comes with this life I can acquire, I have on my own accord.
Yeah, of course.
I think the life impresses people who aren't in it in some capacity, right? Because it's the idea of what it's like. It's the rose-colored glasses. It's the, oh, he's this, he's that. When you know these people in real life, you see them as people. And when you're in the space, even if you don't know them in real life, you know the inner workings of the world, right? So it's not that impressive. So for me, I think it's dope if you're a 12-time All-Star. That don't help. That doesn't move me. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of person are you? Like, can we have conversations? Like, are you smart? Are you considerate? It's character. It's value. It's everything that does not come with a price tag.
I think her point and reasoning has been brought up in her statement. She's talking for herself personally. She's saying, yo, it doesn't impress me because I can get it myself. But she's also said it impresses the women that don't have that. So I feel like the question is not really fair. And I think we should, for context reasons, talk about the women who don't have as much as the guy who they're meeting or the celebrity or whatever who they're meeting. And would the average woman prefer the celebrity influencer guy that has money or businessman guy that has money that gives her a different lifestyle? That's what I think is a better question. Do women, the majority of women, prefer to be with a man that can provide her a better lifestyle, or will she prefer to be with somebody who is a true gentleman? Now, this is complex, and that's why it's in social discussion. Now, I have been on record saying I don't feel like it's wrong for women to be attracted to a man that has X amount of things or that has a great lifestyle. I don't think that that's wrong. If I was a woman, I would be attracted to that, because especially if he obtained it himself. I'm not talking about people who inherited it, like you build something, you work or whatever, because it shows the traits, right? That's what money and houses and cars are. It's really just awards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's all it is. Like, oh, you have this house, or you have that. That's a reward for your hard work. But I think what a lot of people miss is there are some women who are just attracted to the material parts and attracted to, maybe I can get a Birkin bag, maybe I can get red bottoms or whatever. I believe there's some women who are attracted to the hard work and the ambitious person who has the material things. And the woman that is attracted to that wants that in her life to either match her drive and ambition, and or if she doesn't have that, because that's fine too, not everybody has to be the same, but wants that for her children, and she doesn't necessarily have those quote unquote attributes or leadership qualities or whatever it is, and she wants somebody like that to help her instill that in her children, then I think there's no problem with that, because she just has to be smart enough to understand that that lifestyle can come and go, and she's going to want to ride with that person regardless, but she's just liking that fact. I hope that makes sense. I know it does make sense. To answer the question, I think most women, yes, you do like a nice guy who is a gentleman, but I think, just my opinion, it's a social discussion, I think the majority of women are attracted to the guy who has the qualities, not the rich guy, but the guy that has the better qualities. I feel like that is the thing that women would want most over a guy who's just a nice guy and who's just a gentleman. That's just, I want to just look here what the exact question was. Yeah, then a genuine gentleman, like a genuine gentleman, like he's just a nice guy. Like that's not enough. And you women sound off like, I don't think that's enough. Like, is it a great attribute? Okay, fine. But if he's such a nice guy and he's a gentleman, but he's lazy, he's not really ambitious, he's not alpha, he's not whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like you're missing that. Like that nice guy is a great thing, but I feel like there needs to be more attributes. That's just my answer. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. All right, this is a very weird question, but it got a lot of answers. What's the biggest part of your body? Men, don't, thank you. Somebody said my head. Another person said, fortunately, my glutes. Somebody said my mouth, laugh out loud. Somebody said my back. My heart, and I can't stand it sometimes. It's cute. Somebody said, I don't know what they mean by this, so I'm not going to say it. Somebody says your skin. Okay. Somebody said I feel like this is a setup. Okay. Somebody said 42H. Okay. My shoulders. I don't know why we chose this. Okay. Another person said my shoulders. My stomach, my feet, my heart, my head, my wagon, my skin. Yep, thighs. There's some other answers here that I can answer. Somebody said my forehead. That would be Rihanna. Somebody said my stomach, but not for long. My nose. Can't say that. Okay. I don't know how you guys are going to answer this. Another person said my back. I don't know how y'all are going to answer this, but what's the biggest thing on your body? And like I said, men, please try to keep it PG, all right? Sorry, guys. I couldn't find a better question. All right. This brings us to sports news. All right. Sports news was just supposed to be Anthony Edwards has exchanged with Heckler during playoff game. And I was just going to play you guys the clip. And look what I just came across. Hold on. Anthony Edwards fined $50,000 for provoking fan at the Lakers game. Like, this guy's such a nut. Listen to the video.
Hey, you suck. You got 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes. Let's go, man.
Sorry, I read that headline wrong before. Anthony Edwards fined $50,000 for provocative response to Lakers fans. I hope that you guys could have figured out what he was saying in that video. Anyways, on to playoff news, depending when you're going to be listening to this. But Tuesday, was it Tuesday night's games? Yeah, Monday night games. The Knicks lost to the Pistons. A little bit shocking, but they lost. My Clippers beat the Nuggets again. They're tied at 1-1. I thought the Nuggets won the first. The Nuggets won the first, Clippers won the second, so they're tied. Now, again, like I said, depending when you're going to be seeing this, Tuesday night's games are the Bucks and the Pacers, and Grizzlies and Thunder. The Grizzlies have to beat the Thunder at least one time at home, man. I can't see the Grizzlies going out like they lost, 51 last time. And also the real game that I'm tuning into tonight, it depends again when you're watching. I hate this when it comes down to football, basketball or football, and the nights fall when we record because it's morning, it's night, depending when you're watching, it's all mixed up. So anyways, the Timberwolves and Lakers, that's my game. Please, Timberwolves, please beat the Lakers. I would love to see the Lakers get swept in the first round. Oh, please. I know that's not going to happen, but if they lose tonight, that's 2 losing at home. You know they're going to win 1 at least. So I'll even take a 4-1. I'll even take that. LeBron is out the first round, and he doesn't even bring it to like a game 6 or a game 7. We got to end this GOAT conversation. Michael Jordan, Kobe, Steph Curry, then LeBron. I could actually tell you stuff that he's not even in my top 5, but let's not start that. Anyways, let me know who you're going for. We already know somebody in the comments we're going for Go Celtics. Who was that? You know me, I'm so bad with names, but I don't want to be rude. Who said Go Celtics? Hold on. It was, Indigenous Plant-Based. Go Celtics. Yeah, you're probably going to win this series, but I don't think you could beat the Cavaliers. Anyways, let's wrap it up, yo. All right, you guys, that is it for the show. Thank you so much for kicking with me. We had a fun show. Cut a little interruption, Shannon Sharpe updates, but we had fun, y'all. All right, before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For my YouTubers, if you're ever going on a flight or going in the car, you don't have access to internet, have no fear. We're available on all podcast platforms. You can just download us and take us with you. Just go to any podcast platform, you type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. Just like YouTube, we upload daily. We got y'all. Vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening on podcast platforms, thank you very much for your support and your downloads. However, we really want you to come and kick it over here on YouTube with the Out Louders. Still a little Kendrick Lamar lyric there. Come kick it with the Out Louders. It's fun over here. It is a vibe. I know some of you are starting to comment over on Apple and Spotify. Thank you for that. But this is where Linda is. This is where I got to be, yo. So just come on over to YouTube and type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Couple of housekeeping rules is you got to hit that subscribe button. Gives you entrance into the fam. Hit that like button. Get the algorithming. Please try to comment. I have the analytics in the back, but when you comment, please try to put the city you're from. I like to see it and show everybody that we are a global podcast. Answer any questions that I've asked today, social discussion, whatever it is. Even if you're not the type of person that wants to give your opinion out there, just shout me a, hey, Trent, what's up? And let me know where you're from. If you are really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. It definitely helps in growing the channel. For those of you who want to follow me on social media, I'm available on all podcast platforms, Trent Out Loud. I am most active on Instagram. We also just started an Instagram blog page. I think I said that already today. It's just a small blog page where we're just putting up the videos in full that we can't put up on YouTube. And I hope my explanation helped you guys today of why there's certain things that we cannot say and why we created Formerly Out Loud for this exact reason. Uncensored. Shout out to Instagram. That Instagram handle is Formerly Out Loud. FORMALLY Out Loud. I'll see y'all tomorrow. 2 days left till the weekend. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud.